Shri Maha Saraswati Namah. So you asked me about my tattoos, and I thought I might as well make a video of them and share it. So the one that you asked me about first, I'll start with, because that was your question, which is also in my profile in Instagram. And it's the sayings of Heraclitus, an ancient Greek philosopher in Asia Minor. And this is basically condensed everything that he said, right? So it's panda everything, flows, όλα ρέουν και πάλι ρέουν. Everything flows and again it flows. Όπως είναι πάνω, είναι και κάτω. As it is above, so it is below. Όπως είναι μέσα, είναι και έξω. As it is within, so it is without. I think it's probably explanatory, self-explanatory. What's inside you is happening outside you, you know, manifesting. It's all manifesting in and out in ways that, you know, if you don't stop and take stock, they overwhelm you. This one kind of starts here, and it's a Greek Byzantine hymn prayer to the saint of thinkers. So your study and, you know, your work kind of like inspired me to emulate, and, you know, your faith in the wholeness of our home, of our existence, Paraskevi, which is her name. So that's that invocation. This is the same hymn in Byzantine music. So this is how musical notes were written in the early Middle Ages in the Byzantine Empire. This is, this, you know, starts from there, right? And it's handwritten in my father's handwriting, and it comes from a letter he wrote to me when I was in India and I was dying. I got extremely sick, and I loved it. And, you know, so he said, may she cover you with her ethereal veil and place her hand on your heart for a miracle. And I was saved, so it worked. This one here is, it says, lesvothin I dekati. So it was said, written by Plato about Sappho. Lesvothin means from Lesbos, where I was born, and where Sappho was born. Deka, as in, you know, whatever, it means 10. So the 10th muse comes from Lesbos, Plato said about Sappho. And what's amazing about that is that was like in the heart of the patriarchy when, you know, the whole, like, you know, beginnings of the language and the system of thought that was living and were socialized in. And nevertheless, he said that it's a woman speaking in the voice of man, of language, of poetry, who was more inspired than any other human. So we have 9 divine muses, and the 10th one is the woman from Lesbos. So the lesbian woman is the 10th muse. And then I have these waves, you know, to kind of like remind me of homeland, and because I'm a Pisces, I need the water element. This is the philosopher's stone. So it's the alchemist's work tool. This is basically all that the alchemy is about. It's about, you know, squaring the circle, circling the triangle that squares the circle, transmogrification, turning elements into one another. You know, turning, let's say, these words into gold, turning, wine into water, or vice versa.